Hello everybody, and welcome to another Traceparks video. Now this is not a gaming video, as like I said in the last video. This is the end of the year video, the final video going up on the Traceparks channel in 2021. Now this video is probably going to be a really long video, so if you want to, there's going to be chapters in the description below, so you can skip through the different sections in this video. But before I get started about what I'm going to be talking about in this whole entire video, go check out my latest two videos, where in the first video I played the Polar Express for the PlayStation 2, and that was very interesting, and the game was very slow. Well, y'all couldn't tell it was slow, but on my end it was very slow. And in my newest vlog video, my family and I went to Dollywood to see the Christmas lights, and that was a very interesting experience, kind of like the tree behind me, which I've had for a couple years now. But that was pretty fun. You should go check those out. Those will be in the top on the card up here. But this is the end of probably one of the best years I've had on this channel in a long time. 2017 was a great year. It's probably the last great year that I had on this channel. And then when I brought gaming back in 2020, it really helped me figure out what I wanted to do on this channel and many other channels of mine. So as in the last video, if you've seen last year's video, go check it out. It was my top 10 movies of 2020. In this video, it's going to be called, as you can tell in the title, the 2021 Traceparks End of the Year video. In the first section of this video, I'm going to talk about all the stuff that I've done on the Traceparks channel this year, the Blazion channel this year, and the trapargaming channel this year, because they are all associated with Traceparks. I also will probably talk about me and my cousin's channel that we created in the summer, so I'll talk about those videos as well, because that also falls in line with the Traceparks channel. That's what this first section is going to be, and then after that we're going to go right into my top 10 movies of 2021. I have still yet to watch a lot of other movies. Y'all will see that in just a few moments after I get done talking about the year of 2021. So let's get into it. I'm going to have to pull out the handy dandy phone because I can't remember all of it on the top of my head. Alright, so to begin 2021, I began Season 4 of the Traceparks Gaming series. Now, last year I started Season 3, which only had 5 episodes in it, and I talked about those in my Top 10 Movies of 2020 video. But to kick off Traceparks Gaming Season 4, I played Red Dead Redemption 2, where I stole some wagons. That was a very interesting video. It feels like such a long time ago when I made that, because it was almost an entire year. But hopefully I'll be able to play that game and many more games in 2022. The next video on the channel I did was another episode of my wrestling figures. I brought that series back, and that was a long time, because that series was a series I did when I was a sophomore in high school, I believe, and I brought it back about 3 or 4 years later. And it was pretty cool to show off some of my newer figures, and that was pretty fun. The next gaming video I did was WWE 2K19 with my mom. That was probably the first time in Traceparks Gaming history that my mom was in a video, where we did a Royal Rumble match, a Royal Rumble draft really, where we picked people to be in the Royal Rumble, and whoever won the Rumble would win the Traceparks Gaming Championship, and that was when I debuted the Traceparks Gaming title, which my mom ultimately became the first person to ever win it. The next video I did was me playing Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, where I played as Liu Kang. I then played Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for the PlayStation 4, which I continued from where I left off in 2016, or yeah, I think it was 16 when I played it in Season 1. And then I played Crazy Taxi, which is a game that I've always wanted to play on the main channel or any channel for a long time. I did have some old videos on my old hard drive, which I wish I could post, because I do have another channel that was supposed to be meant for old videos, but my old hard drive, I screwed it up and I lost all the videos, so that's wonderful. We had the second Traceparks Gaming title match, where we had me, my mom, Drew, and Jessica face off in Buzz the Mega Quiz, which that was for Mom's Traceparks Gaming title, and ultimately I won because it came down to me and Drew, and I won the belt. So that was great times, and I am still the champion. Still. I'm about to have it held it for like a year now. Next, I played Madden NFL 11, where I began the career of my football player. The name of him, it does not come to my mind yet, and it probably won't ever, but go check it out. The next video I did was SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. I did that gaming video where I started the GM mode for SmackDown, and I drafted some people, and I had a crazy ladder match with Batista, Kane, and The Undertaker. And one of my better gaming videos where I played NCAA March Madness 08, where I pretty much for 25 minutes I got angry at a basketball game where I played as the Georgia Bulldogs and got trampled by the VCU Rams. That was wonderful, and apparently a lot of people liked it because I got angry a lot. So after this, I took a break with the gaming stuff because I thought nobody was watching it, and also I don't know why, I just took a break from it and decided to try to do other videos. So I came back with a vlog where my mom and them, we went to Hawaii and had a little weekend trip up there. So that was really fun to do. And then I did a video where I got a bunch of 30 of my created wrestlers that I've made, and I put them in a Royal Rumble to see who would win. And I just talk about who the wrestlers are, and it's a pretty long video, of course, because it is a Royal Rumble. So, of course, it's going to be very long. I did another vlog where my family and I went to the Tennessee Aquarium, and that was a fun trip to do. That was during my spring break, I think. I had 2 spring breaks, I believe I did. But that was one of the trips I went on, and I decided to film it, and that was a lot of fun to go and do. I returned from a 2-month hiatus from gaming and came back with gaming with Batman the Telltale series, which I wanted at the time to make a whole series and like consistently play the entire game as a series, but I did not. As you can tell, there's only one video on there. And then the next video, I came back with some more Minecraft stuff. It was another update video for the stuff that I've built in Minecraft, which was my wrestling arena, a hotel that I was building, and a maze, which I've built more onto that, and if you want to see more stuff that I have made in that Minecraft world, comment down below, let me know, and in 2022 I might just play Minecraft again. The next game that I played was Spider-Man for the PS2, where I spent almost 40 minutes trying to figure out how to finish the first part of the game, because I'm very slow, and I don't know. I actually finished the part that I was stuck on off camera, and I had to record it. So that tells you all you need to know. The next game that I played was Mortal Kombat for the Xbox, where I played as Sonya Blade, and I just beat up a lot of people. I started a new series on the channel, which I am not currently doing anymore, but I did the Traceparks Tournament series, where I started the AAA, or I think it was AA tournament, or no, it was a single A tournament. The single A tournament in MVP Baseball 2005, I had the Fort Myers Miracle take on the Lake Elsinore Storm, and that was an interesting game. The next video I did was I played and I started the career of Junior Armstrong in NBA 2K21. I've since continued this series on the Blazion channel, which I'll talk about later. I did the next episode of the Traceparks Tournament series where I had the Modesto Nuts face the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes in another epic baseball game. I played MVP Baseball 2005 for a video or an episode of gaming, and I officially hate the game. And that's why I've officially banned it from the channel. Not even kidding you. I took it off my wheel. I have a couple games that I've played on the channel that are banned, and that's the only one that I'm going to say right now that I've banned from me playing on the entire channel. One of my favorite games to play is up next, where I played Backyard Baseball 2010 for the Wii. I had a really fun time playing that game, especially since I don't get to play the Wii that much, and it was one of the first times that I ever did a gaming video on the Wii by myself, so that was a cool little video to do. The next one is one of the most viewed gaming videos on the entire Season 4, was me and my mom playing Wii Sports, where she busted her hand, and we did a lot of crazy stuff. You gotta go watch it, We played tennis and baseball and Wii Sports for the Traceparks Gaming title. It was crazy. At this time, next video, I played WWE 2K20, where I started the TPG Call series, which I continued on the Blazion channel, which I'll get into later. But yeah, I had the TPG Call title, which I had for a while, and then I really wanted to do a series out of it. So I made that video, and we figured out who the TPG Call champion was. And I did another episode after that, and then that was it. So we've already entered into the summer of the channel, and I've already talked about so many videos, which I think this is the most videos that I've ever made in an entire year on my channel, or any time on YouTube. But we're getting into the summer, mostly June and July. I started the Minecraft parkour series on the channel. I did 3 episodes of that. That was a lot of fun to do. If you want me to do that again, let me know so I can do it here on the Traceparks channel. I started the vlog series of my summer vacation trip to Perdido Key, which was the second vlog series in Perdido Key. That was a lot of fun to do, and yeah, you should go check it out. It was a lot of fun to film. It was a great trip. I took 2 weeks off of doing stuff on the Traceparks channel because I was gone on that trip and I was working on uploading these videos. I came back with another gaming episode with Trials Fusion, which didn't really do so well, but I actually liked playing the game because a lot of the time it's really frustrating, and that's what makes it fun. Next, I played Mario Kart 8 for the Nintendo Switch, which is the first time that I ever played a Nintendo Switch game on YouTube ever, and that was a really fun video. I also went on to make another episode of Mario Kart 8, which was actually a couple months ago. You should go check those out. Pokemon Sword was the next game I played for the Nintendo Switch, and all I did in that video really was talk. I just did talking and acting with the characters. That's basically it. And then after this, I made one of the best films that I've done by myself. If you know me and you've followed the channel for a while, you know that I make short films with my friends, like with Dawson and Caitlin and them. And I have made made films by myself on this channel. And 102778 is like the best film that I've ever done by myself. I play everybody. I did everything. And I'm very proud of it. You should go check it out. It's the most viewed video on this entire channel, period, and I love it. This kicked off in the gaming series, the ATV Off-Road Fury 2 series, which is another one of my favorite gaming series. I brought back the reaction videos. I was trying it out because I used to do them a lot, and I brought it back for a little bit. I didn't continue with it because it's kind of hard to figure out what you want to react to, so I didn't bring it back. After I did the ATV Off-Road Fury 2 series, I played GoldenEye Rogue Agent, which was one of the most interesting games I've ever played. I played a lot of interesting games this year, and that was definitely one of them. The PlayStation 2 is kind of hard to record and play on because like a thing that converts it to HDMI, and so it's darker on the TV, so it's very hard to tell what's going on half the time. And in probably my most viewed gaming video of 2021 was me playing Little League World Series Baseball 2010. I don't know why this has almost 50 views, but thank you so much for watching it. Maybe it's because of the thumbnail, maybe it's because I get upset very easily. That's about every video, so I don't know what that means. But that video is one of my favorite videos that I've made, and thank y'all for watching it. I appreciate it. I kicked off the first episode. I was trying this out because ever since I was 13, 14, I've always wanted to do a created wrestling show. And so I did the first episode of Brutal Championship Wrestling, or BCW, where we had a epic Fatal 4-Way main event match between Cliff Cross, Matthias, Kilgore, and Andy Alder for the BCW title. Check that out. If you want to see more videos like that, let me know. Those take a little bit to make. So, if you really, really, really want more episodes of that, let me know. We're narrowing it down towards close to the end of the year here. The next game I played on here is the weirdest game I have possibly played on any of my YouTube channels ever. Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't even know. This is back when I was doing the voting polls and people were picking what games I should play. And I don't know why y'all chose me to play this, but I did, and it was fun to play. Very frustrating at times. Also, it was just very weird, and I don't think I'll ever understand it. I did another wrestling figures episode where I showed off more of my figures that not just that I've had for a long time, but ones that I recently bought. I am currently trying to get more figures since Christmas is around the corner. I'm trying to get more wrestling figures to do in episode 7. So look out for episode 7 of my wrestling figures, which will probably come out next year. Because right now I've got 3 new ones, and I've got to get a little bit more before I can make another video. So look out for that. I also started in October the Call Title series, where I had a lot of my created wrestlers fight each other for various created championship belts, and that ran for a month, and then I decided not to continue it no more, but it was a lot of fun to do. Next, I played NBA 2K19 for the Nintendo Switch, where I made PJ Nance, the greatest general manager of all time for the Utah Jazz. Probably not, because I probably won't ever really play that game again. But I probably will play it, but just not the GM mode of it. After this, I did a vlog where we went camping to Lake Lanier. Now that video was different because I've never vlogged me camping before. So that was a very first for me, and the video did pretty well, and I liked doing it, and it was something to include the family into it also. I mean, the vlogs are normally like that, but it was great, a lot of fun. I started playing Grand Theft Auto 5 right after this, and that was a lot of fun. I did a Halloween episode with Grand Theft Auto 5 where I dressed up as a thug. That was a very interesting video to film because it looked like I got dressed up for no reason, but really it was for Halloween. I'm not much of a Halloween person, but I did it for the video, so. I continued playing GTA 5, and as this is when the polls were still going, and when I was getting people to vote and it wasn't getting picked anymore. So I brought back the Trey Sparks Tournament series again, where I did the Frederick Keys versus the Daytona Cubs, and that video did pretty well. That game was very intense because I'm pretty sure I just get mad and frustrated the entire time, but really, that's every video, like I've said already. Around this time, I got really sick. I'm not going to say what I got sick with, but I was really sick at the time, and I was going through a lot of stuff off camera. But I came back with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare for the PlayStation 3. That was a fun game to play. If you want me to play that again, let me know in the comments below. But that game was very fun. Next game I played was ESPN College Hoops 2K5, where I played as the Western Illinois Leathernecks, and I got brutally killed by Iowa. Thanks, DC Abbott. The next game I played was LEGO Worlds, which I paid $30 on the Nintendo store to play the game. It was fun. It was definitely a different game. I wanted to play it for a video because I was looking through games for the Nintendo Switch, and it looked like an interesting game. It felt like Minecraft but Legos, so I thought it'd be very interesting to do. So I bought it. Now we're getting into 2 weeks ago where I made the UFC. I played the UFC Undisputed 3 where I got brutally killed by David Kim. I have really no words. Chris Roy sucks. I think we're just going to end it right there because I really don't know. 8 days ago or a week ago, I played MLB 2K11 where I started the career of Ace Meadows, where he was off to a kind of rocky start, but at this point, with any of the videos that I do and I play games starting careers off with people, when is it not going to be a rocky start for anybody? And then 2 days ago, I posted, like I said, the video of us going to see the Christmas lights in Dollywood, which is a lot of fun. Go check that out once again. And just the other day, for the grand finale of Season 4 of Trey Sparks Gaming, I played the Polar Express for the PlayStation 2, and I dressed up as Buddy the Elf, technically, and threw some food at some puppet people, and was messing with Scrooge's puppets. And now we're here today. Lovely, on the Trey Sparks channel. We're here. End of the year. That's all that I've done in 2021. Holy crap, it feels like I've done a lot on this channel. I've played so many games, and I plan on playing so many more across all my channels, this one and the Blazion and trapargaming channels. I'm going to get into the Blazion stuff in just a moment, so here we go. Okay, so I started the Blazion channel in July of this year because I wanted to make more gaming content and more gaming videos because I just really like making gaming videos, and they're just fun, and you can do whatever you want with them. It's great. So I kicked off the Blazion channel with the Here Comes SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain series, which is like one of my favorite games now to play, even though I lose about every match. But that's a fun game to play. I have done 3 episodes of that so far. LA Noire, I started playing LA Noire as a series. Now, back on my old gaming channel, I did my best to try to play LA Noire, and I did 4 episodes, but that was when my face wasn't shown in the videos, and I just recorded the TV because I didn't know how to record my face at the same time. I brought the TPG Call series over to the Blazion channel, and I did one big episode, which is a 30-man rumble that didn't really do that well, but it was a very fun video to film. I will say that. I also started the NBA 2K21 Street Ball League Season 1. I did that video, and that was really fun to do. I had a whole plan to do a whole season of it, and I dropped it because I change my mind a lot when it comes to gaming stuff. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to do anyways. This is when I started the Blazion Call series, where it was another one of those call series that wrestlers got to fight each other for belts. And what's funny about this one is that I've had most of the wrestlers that were in this series I've made since I was 14. So it really meant a lot to start doing the Blazion Call series because it was with wrestlers that I've had for a long time. The first episode of the Best of the Best tournament came out right after, which I filmed back in January, February of this year. And I did a whole first round of the tournament, but I only posted 1 episode to YouTube, and the other 3 are on my hard drive, and they're probably never going to make it. But if you ever want to see another episode of it, let me know, because I have another one ready to go. So I started playing Tekken 6 for the Xbox 360, which is a lot of fun because I've never really played Tekken before. So that was fun. It was a very random game that I wanted to try out for a video, and I liked it a lot. Next, I played NBA 2K21. I brought NBA 2K21 over to the Blazion channel and played an episode of that. Fun fact, I was actually supposed to upload an NBA 2K21 episode 2 to Blazion, but I never got around to making it, or I filmed it, but I never got around to editing it, so that video will probably never come out, ever. So I got NBA 2K22 when it first came out, so I decided to do some live streaming gaming videos, where I did 2 episodes of me playing the career of Matthew Peterson in NBA 2K21. And then I did 2 videos on there with my mom where I played NBA 2K22 with her, and I retained my Blazion Gaming NXT Championship. And we also played Crash Bandicoot, which is a lot of fun. So go check out all those videos. It's really cool. I plan on making more videos on the Blazion channel, so stay tuned for those. Really cool. This next one's going to be very short. I only got 1 video for the Trapargaming channel, and that's the God of War Ghost of Sparta video that I did about 2 weeks ago. That was a lot of fun to play because when I had a PSP, I've never played games like that on a PSP. So that was so interesting to try out, and I absolutely loved it, even though I screamed like a kid for most of that video. But I scream like a kid in every video. I'm basically repeating myself at this point. Well, that about does it for me for the videos that I've done in 2021 across all the channels that I've made in 2021. I appreciate every one of you that has subscribed to the channel and subscribed to those channels, and I appreciate all the people that watch my videos. I put a lot of time and effort into these, and I do this for fun, and I have a lot of fun doing this. So it'd be very much appreciated if you hit that subscribe button, like every video, comment what I should do, what video I should do, or any game that I should play. Just let me know, because 2022 is going to be a pretty cool year, I have a feeling. So go check out all the videos when they come out, please. Without any further ado, that was everything from the last year that I've done. But now we're going to move in to another section of this video, where I'm going to talk about my top 10 movies of 2021. But there's going to be a little twist here. I've got some presentation with this one. It's not going to be a regular sit down in front of a white wall and talk about movies. No, I'm going to have a little presentation, so come with me. It's that time of year again. This will be the 3rd year in a row that I've done this. As you can tell, if you haven't followed my channel and if you haven't noticed, I love movies. I've got 2 posters right here. I got 1 over there, I got some movie stuff over here. I like watching movies. I think that's obvious. I like making them too. You know, the last 2 years that I've done the movies of 2021, I have sat in front of a white wall or in front of a wall and just talked to the camera. I thought it would be different to make a presentation and show you on the TV. This is coming from my computer, obviously, which is right over there. But I'm going to show you a presentation of the top 10 movies of 2021. The last 2 years, in 2019, my number one was Joker, and in 2020 was Tenet. So those are the two that I have had at my number one, and you'll find out in a few moments what my number one of this year is. It took me a little bit to figure out this list. I've worked on this list for the last year now, so hopefully y'all enjoy it as much as I enjoy watching all these movies. Well, some of them. But we're going to jump right into it. Okay, so we are at my Dishonorable Mentions. And when we get into counting down the list, you might see me hover across the screen to hit the computer because I want to, you know, show the nice transitions that I've made on here. But we've got the Dishonorable Mentions list. This is going to be the movies that I did not really like this year, obviously. And I'm not going to spend too much time on these because I'm probably just going to name off all of them. And then I'll say which one is the worst in my opinion of this year. So, here is the first dishonorable mention. Chaos Walking. Not a great film. I liked it at first, but then thinking about it, I just don't anymore. So, Saw, Spiral, the Book of Saw, horrible movie. I don't know why I went and watched it, but as time went on, I didn't like this movie, and the song at the end of the credits was pretty dope. But that's the only good thing out of it. Annette. Good lord, what is this movie? I don't even know what this movie was. F9. Only reason why I put it on this list, it's because it's Fast and Furious. And also, I just thought it would be cool. And it ended up being one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But at this point, Fast and Furious is always pretty dumb, so. Stillwater. One big political dumpster fire. That's what I'll say it is. And last but not least, possibly the worst movie of the entire year. And what's funny is I only watched 20 minutes of this movie before I actually got physically tired of this movie. I Care a Lot. Do not watch this movie. Okay, so now we are entering my honorable mentions. Just like the dishonorable mentions, I'm not going to take too much time on these. I will spend more time on the top 10, of course, because that's the point. First, we have Malcolm and Marie. Very great movie. I love the chemistry between Zendaya and John David Washington. I almost forgot his name. It was great. I love how the movie shows their whole relationship almost, and the breakdown, and then it coming back up, and then it falling back down. I thought that was cool. This was the first movie I watched this year, and I enjoyed it. Next, we have Reminiscence. Don't know why I almost forgot what it was called. This movie was a surprise for me because, you know, I saw the trailer for it, and I thought it was going to be another one of those dumb movies. Then I saw the trailer, and I was like, man, this looks really interesting. And then I watched it, and it was one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was so good. I would recommend it. Army of the Dead. Just Army of the Dead, man. This movie surprised me. Batista, probably one of Batista's best films that I've seen that he's been in. But other than that, it was a pretty great film. And I don't want to give anything really away what happens in it, but you should check it out. I think it's still on Netflix. James Bond. No Time to Die. I love this movie. The reason why it wasn't in my top 10 was it was pretty long. In my opinion, I thought it was very long, longer than it should have been. A little bit shorter. Not 2 hours and 45 minutes. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. But the action was great. Daniel Craig was great. All the actors were great. Maybe not Rami Malek. Rami Malek's acting was great. The character was stupid. But yeah, it was pretty good. We've got Red Notice. I recently just watched this, and I actually liked the movie a lot. Great action movie. Very funny in some parts, including, oh my gosh, you know how to read. That was funny. Or not you know how to read, you know how to learn. That was a good one. Malignant. Oh, what a wonderful movie. Malignant was one of those films that took me so by surprise that I liked it. I thought it was going to be a really bad movie, like a bad scary movie that made no sense. I feel like other people didn't a lot of people didn't like it, but I felt like I was the only one that did like it because the action was crazy. I don't even know where it came from. The scary stuff, I like the whole aspect of, something is wrong with this lady and they have to figure out what the crap's going on. And it was pretty cool when you find out what happens at the end of the movie. So I definitely recommend watching it. Pig! Who doesn't want to watch a movie about someone getting their pig stolen? Because I did. I watched this with my mom. But it was a really good film. Nicolas Cage, one of his best films I've ever seen him in. Who knew that stealing someone's pig could be so sad? Snake Eyes, man. I love this movie a lot. A lot of people didn't like it, of course. But I love the fact that it was an origin story for Snake Eyes, because Snake Eyes is like one of those characters that you don't really know much about because, he wears the helmet all the time. And I love the fact that you got to see the guy that's under it. And it was pretty cool. He doesn't really have a name, which is kind of still the point because Snake Eyes doesn't have a name, but it was still cool anyways. Cruella. This movie also took me by surprise. I watched this in the movie theater. I think it was like the first Disney movie I watched in the movie theater back at the movies. One of the first. It was like the first live action one. It was really good. And I really would compare this to The Joker, but it's like the Disney's version of The Joker. And it was just really good. I liked it a lot. Check it out. I think it's on Disney Plus now. Do it. Raya and the Last Dragon. This is actually the first movie that I went and watched back when the movie theater opened back up. When COVID was basically going away. I watched this movie. At first I had it pretty low on the list. And I was like, I'm going to put in my honorable mentions because it actually was a pretty creative movie. And I liked it overall. And I liked all the characters and stuff. And it was pretty neat. It reminded me a lot of Hunger Games, where they got split into sections or whatever. They don't have to all kill each other because it's a Disney movie, but they have like different like lands and stuff and islands and junk, and I thought that was really cool. Alright, so that's all my honorable mentions for 2021. Now here are some movies I saw. I'm going to run through these. These are some movies that I saw that didn't make the list, but I'm going to tell you what they are right now. You probably can already read them right now. But I'm just going to run through these really quick. We got The Power of the Dog, which is the last movie, as of right now, that I've watched of 2021. Black Widow. Venom Let There Be Carnage. Mortal Kombat. Eternals. Luca. Old. Jungle Cruise. The Tomorrow War. Those Who Wish Me Dead. And Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. As you can tell, if you've watched the top movies of 2020, I didn't watch that many movies, but this year I watched way more, and I plan to watch way more in 2022. Also, before we move on to the top 10, in my opinion, let me just say that this is my opinion, not, anyone else's. These are the movies that I wanted to see, but did not. There's Antlers, The Last Duel, Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm actually supposed to watch this weekend. So as of this recording, I've not seen it, but it's on here anyways. The French Dispatch, The Kingsman, Tick Tick Boom, House of Gucci, The Guilty, and The Tragedy of Macbeth. I wanted to watch all these, but I never got around to because some of them haven't came out yet, and also I haven't had the time to watch some of them. We're getting into the real stuff. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who has been waiting for this, but the time is now to reveal my top 10 movies of 2021. And I wrote down some notes for myself so I could talk about these movies more in depth with you people. So here we go. Starting at number 10. Ooh, look at the nice transition. Number 10. In the Heights. I'm not a big fan of musicals, but this one was way better than most. I watched Hamilton last year, and that one was on my top 10, I believe. And that one was way unexpected because I didn't expect to like it so much. But this one right here, it was a little bit too long. But the music was great. I liked the people in it, and it was pretty dope. I have the same feelings about this film as I did Hamilton, pretty much. Anthony Ramos was amazing, like he was in Hamilton. The scenery was great. New York in any movie, to me, is always beautiful. And I wasn't gonna watch this movie. That's a fun fact. I wasn't ever gonna watch this movie until I went to watch another movie at the movie theater, and the trailer came on, and I thought it looked interesting, so I watched it, and I'm glad I did. All right, number 9, we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Uh, Honestly, this movie. Now, Spider-Man Far From Home would probably be on this top 10. But I will say this, Shang-Chi, out of all the Marvel movies I've seen this year, was the best Marvel movie, hands down, of the entire year. It's the best Asian American movie I've ever seen, because this is one of those movies where it's got almost an all-Asian cast, which I thought was really cool, because for what it is, like for what the story is and what it's about, it makes so much sense to do that. And Shang-Chi as a character is like so cool. I love like his outfit, the stuff, his powers, all that stuff. It's really cool. Aquafina was probably the most annoying thing about the entire film because people think she's funny and I don't know why. The end battle scene was really long, but it was one of the most epic battle scenes I've ever seen in a superhero movie in my life. Yeah, like the previous statement, there was a lot of CGI, but it was still a great movie. That's why it's number 9 on my list. All right, number 8, we have Wrath of Man. Wrath of Man initially was number 1 on my list for quite a while. It was like a really great action movie. I know The Gentleman, which is also made by Guy Ritchie, was on my top 10 list last year, I think. Either that or it was on my honorable mentions, but that was a good movie. This was a great movie. Great action. Intense throughout. Scott Eastwood, who is Clint Eastwood's son, was amazing. He's like the highlight of the entire film. I know Jason Statham was supposed to be the highlight, but honestly, to me, it was Scott Eastwood. And it reminded me of one of the film, like a film that me and Dawson would make. I don't know why. It just, the idea of the story just really felt like something, like a film that we would make. It was pretty cool. Number 7, we have The Green Knight. The visuals in this movie were great. The Green Knight was very cool looking. I mean, they had a lot of, it's a fantasy film, so a lot of the visuals and stuff in it are going to be crazy looking. And there was one scene where there's like this fox, and it looks like a real fox, but it's not. And he goes out like on a mountain, a cliff, and he sees these big, giant, naked women. I don't know why they were naked in the first place. They're just like giant people. It was just really weird. But it looked so real. The makeup was great, especially with the Green Knight. He looked like an actual tree, which was really cool. Some parts of it were confusing, probably because I don't know much about the story of Gawain and the Green Giant. Or the Green Giant. What the crap am I talking about? Gawain and the Green Knight. That's probably why I'm so confused. But I did like it once you get towards the end and you start to understand it more. It was great. Number 6, we have Candyman. The little honeybee comb stuff that kind of fit with it. Candyman, in my opinion, was the best horror film of the year for me. I knew I was going to love it when I first saw the trailer. And sure enough, I did. I mean, it's number 6 on my list here. Besides the racial issues portrayed in the film, I love the ideas that were presented, including the idea that there are multiple Candymen. But it kind of sort of takes away from the original, who the original Candyman was. But in this film, it kind of just shows there's multiple of them. And Yahya Abdul-Mateen was great, as always. I mean, he was great in Aquaman. He's great in this movie. He's great in a lot of things. And him as Candyman was terrifying. All right, we're getting to the top 10 now. We've got number 5, Free Guy. This movie also took me by surprise because I thought it was going to be an movie. Turned out it was a great movie. It was very funny. I liked it. Maybe it's because I play video games a lot that I liked it so much. At first, like I said, I thought this movie wasn't going to be a great movie. I thought it was going to be just one of those movies that people be like, it's and then just throw it away. It turned out to be a really great movie. I love the chemistry between all the actors and the characters in this movie, especially I love the whole inside of a GTA-ish game, and I thought that aspect was cool. The movie could have still been a little bit shorter, but it was still a great movie, and I enjoyed it a lot because there was a lot of extra stuff that they added into it, which is fine, but I still like the movie as a whole. Number 4, we've got The Suicide Squad. Now, 2017 Suicide Squad was okay, but it definitely would not have been on my top 10. This is the most fun I've had in a movie theater, period. This movie is just great on tons of levels. John Cena was the highlight for me, and it's not because I'm a wrestling fan. It's just that he played a good villain in the movie as Peacemaker. I really want to watch the new Peacemaker show that comes out next month, so that'll be cool to check that out. I love Idris Elba, Margot Robbie. They both played Harley Quinn, and I believe it's Bloodshot. Bloodshot was great. I loved all the action stuff with Bloodshot or Idris Elba. It was also the most funny movie that I've seen in the entire year. It was just great. I definitely recommend watching it. It is a very gory movie though, so if you don't like blood, you might want to turn away from it. Alright, we're getting into the top 3. Number 3, A Quiet Place Part 2. I had to watch the first one the night before I watched this, the second part. I never watched The Quiet Place. I heard that the first one was really good, so I rented it on Amazon like a day or two before I went and watched this one. And I love the first one a lot. This one is probably better. I like this one better. Watching the first one made me like the second one even more. Cillian Murphy, who is in the movie, he plays like one of the friends that the family used to know. He's really great in it. I think he was like the best part in the entire movie, hands down. The scenes on the island where they're like running away, they're got the safe haven there, and they're running away from all those like monster people was great. I loved all of that. That was cool. And I loved all the flashback scenes at the beginning of the movie too. If you've watched the movie, you'll understand. Number 2 on my list, Last Night in Soho. 2, there you go. Had no idea what to expect going into this movie, but I walked out loving everything about this. I would watch this again. It was great. I didn't know what to expect, like I said, but the colors in the film, as you can tell by the poster, were vibrant and cool looking. It also brings out a lot of the emotion and everything out of the film with the colors. The acting was great, especially from Thomasin McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy. Great stuff. She's great in Split, and she was in Old, but she was actually pretty alright in Old. And the twist at the end of this movie was great. I loved all the scary stuff of it about it. I mean, some of it was kind of over the top, but you know, it is what it is, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 movie, the moment everyone's been waiting for, the number 1 movie of 2021 for me is Dune. Ah! Is that a surprise? Dune. In one of the episodes of the Weather News Happens Or Not show, I talked about the trailer that came out for it with Dawson, and I knew this movie was going to be amazing, and sure enough it was. They're doing a part 2, which I'm definitely watching, but I love Dune. Great visuals, great story. In my eyes, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's flawless the whole way around. Timothée Chalamet was the highlight of the film, along with Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa's action was great. Loved every minute that they were both on the screen. Cinematography was also great. I mean, you got Denis Villeneuve, who makes all of his movies wonderful, including Prisoners. And just everything about this movie was great. I loved the backstory to all of the stuff about Dune and the world and everything. It was just all new to me. Kind of like Star Wars was new to me when I watched The Force Awakens, because I never really got into Star Wars before until I started making films about Star Wars. But this is kind of the same way. Dune is just a whole new thing, and It was crazy, but I loved every moment of it. It's funny that in 2019 I had Joker at number 1, Tenet at number 1, and now at number 1 I have Dune. Another one word. Just one word. I like one-worded movies, apparently. But yeah, Dune is my number 1 movie of 2021. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said in the intro, this is going to be my last video here on the TraceParks channel of 2021. I'm still going to be making more videos on the Blazion channels and the trapargaming channels, so go check those out. But that's going to be it for me here. Like I said in the last video, on January 11th of next year, I will be starting Season 5 of TraceParks Gaming, so get ready, because I already have a game plan for that video, so you don't want to miss it. It'll be coming out January 11th, 2022. But that's gonna be it for me. If you like this video, leave a like down below. Comment what videos I should make here next on the channel and what games I should play here on the channel next. And subscribe to the TraceParks channel. I want y'all to know I thank y'all, every single one of you, for watching my videos. It makes my day every time I see people watching my videos. I appreciate every one of y'all. Continue to keep watching these. It means a lot. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year, because you won't be hearing it from me on this channel. My name is TraceParks, and I'll see you guys in the next TraceParks video. Bye-bye.